Tommy, is that your place or Carrie's?
This is mine.
Oh, wow. Man.
Yeah, I've been putting a lot of additions in. We got a nice coffee table I ordered, and so I got some rugs. Shane got a television and a TV thing, and then trying to put some plants around and trying to fill the space.
Did you ever get all those farts out of the couch from the last time we crashed there? We're live, by the way. Welcome to the Daddy Podcast.
Are we live?
Yeah.
This fucking couch looks like I threw it in a dryer. It's so bad. It's just been beaten shit.
I felt like I got called. I felt like I was sitting courtside and I got called on to fart. It was such high level farting when we crashed into your place. Dude, your couch is haunted forever.
And we only hang out with like comics that treat their assholes like alcoholic. You know, like there's nothing we do to protect our furniture.
Yeah, I was trying to prove something fart wise. I don't know what came over me. I've since cleaned up my act, dude. I don't drink anymore. So
yeah, dude. I mean, I have like scuba diver lungs for dealing with farts and shit. It's quarantine. Me and Carrie just wade like a fucking like we're swimming in water.
I've conditioned you. I've definitely contributed to you being prepared for any kind of fart.
Yeah, you and Don finally made it work for me,
dude. The crucifix that you kiss before you go into fart battle is actually just me.
I had an obese aunt who used to have a sectional. And you know how like when people get older, there's a specific part of the couch that they sit on.
Yeah.
Well, her cushion, anytime she would get up or sit down, it would release a degree of stink that was I'll never forget it. It was like the couch was screaming. Anytime she'd sit down, or stand up.
What kind of weight we talking?
She was about 5'4", close to 300.
Dude, my one aunt got her stomach stapled, and she lost like 400 pounds. Like immediately, she looked like a starving elephant. Like, you know how the bones are weird. And she had a big Easter Island head that kind of like lost some weight, and it was just she looked disgusting. And I'm telling you, she used to fart. She broke a chair during Thanksgiving that my brother and I almost threw up laughing. I was like in sixth grade. And we always talked about Aunt, I'm not going to say her name. And she snapped the back of this chair during dinner to the point where everyone, like my mom was trying to ignore it because she didn't want to make fun of her fat sister, but I almost threw up turkey. And we always talked about her splitting wood, and then she would fart. Like she would just fart and not address it. So apparently when you're fat enough, you just fart, like you're releasing a little energy and then move on. And when she lost weight, her ass, like her farts were more intense. The volume changed when she lost weight because the tunnel was different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she took the weight off the bat. And she came out of the battery circle and fucking just pulled the weights off and cracked homers. She had a finely tuned bun.
It's so true. The weighted ring.
Yeah, dude, she's good, man. Your aunt's shooting with a sawed-off stomach now.
Yeah, she's gifted.
I'm feeling good. I've been busy with work. I'm not even complaining about it. It feels reassuring. Just playing tons of video games, cracking off tons of projects at work. I mean, I'm firing on all cylinders right now, to be honest.
Damn, you look great.
Thanks. I feel great.
Well, you got fucking you did the best thing by telling your wife to learn jiu-jitsu, so now you can you can argue with her with your arms.
We've been I don't know if I mentioned this. Yeah, I think I have a couple times, but we've been slap sparring. So like we'll start slap fighting, right? And then it transitions to the ground, and it's full on slap MMA.
Damn, dude.
It fucking rules, dude.
That's so fucking great. I mean, Carrie and I just scream at each other's face for like an hour and a half.
You gotta hit each other, dude.
Yeah.
Actually,
dude, you know how lucky you are? You can leave an argument going like, what the fuck did you say? And then get the mat, you get a gi on, you put her in a fucking arm bar.
Yeah, it's incredible. Dude, here's the thing. Carrie's gonna sound like she's not into it if you pitch the idea. So you're just gonna have to don't say anything. Just hit her one time. Just slap her one time. A light one, like a smack. Yeah. And she's gonna be like, her instinct's gonna be to smack you back. Yeah. And then like smile a little bit, and then she'll do it harder, and then she'll be like, "Oh, this is the best." You have to hold back.
She's like,
good.
She's Southern strong. She's like, she's 5'10", 5'11". She's got some strength on her. I tried to fuck with her one time, and
it'll be exhilarating for you then.
Yeah, it demoralized me.
There's gonna be a small survival aspect to it, and of course you have to hold back. You can't go as hard as you want.
Right. I was at 65%. She doesn't know that.
Right. She's coming out of the plastic. She has no gauge for how much it hurts to just hit. If anyone any size swings as hard as they can hurt most people, especially the first one. She'll put tears in your eyes. She'll sting you. And when she gets a taste of that, she's gonna be licking her chops like this fucking rules.
And I'm like so worked up, like this whole situation. You're just constantly worked up. Like some chick yelled at us for crossing the street yesterday, and I immediately went and I was like, "Fuck you!" Like I left my feet a little bit. I'll fight anyone, dude, except for the guy at Seatown and my guy I get beer and liquor from. They're the only people I won't bust in the fucking nose right now.
And Tommy, for the record, Southern Strong sounds like a hashtag that that racists would start up if they're told they can't use the N-word.
Or when your fat aunt goes through surgery.
Yeah, dude. Go back to like the way people are acting. Like people are getting really fucking annoying. It's difficult to be, even though you're not supposed to be around anybody, but when you're in the vicinity of other people, I think people are just taking time bombs, just waiting to freak out on each other.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
it's for no reason, man. It's for no reason. There's still people mad on the internet right now, by the way.
Mad about what? That didn't start in time?
Just kidding. No. Dude, come on. You think these fucking bubs are gonna pop off at us? They're happy to be with us no matter what time. It doesn't fucking matter. Yes, no. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to dive right into it, but can I just tell you guys about my day? Today's been so far the best day of my entire life.
Yes. Why are you waiting?
The best. Well, because it feels selfish to talk about myself. You ever get like that? Nah. I'm not a gifted storyteller. I hate details. I want to tell you, like, if it was up to me, I would tell you the story this way. I got up and I felt really good.
Sign. This is a very good sign. And the reason why, like, you could tell who doesn't have that feeling that they feel like they're a piece of shit. And they post these, like all these stand-up comics posting their sets and their shitty sketches. There's a lot of psychopaths that I follow, and I didn't know that until this quarantine. So that's a good feeling. You should feel good about that.
Yeah, they're outing themselves. You give them the opportunity, they'll come out. Yeah, dude, if it were up to me, I'd be like, I woke up and I felt really good, and I still feel good. That would be the entire story. But the real story is that I've been waiting a very, very long time for a video game that came out at midnight this morning.
Yeah.
And as you guys know, I've been streaming a ton, twitch.tv/Timberlake. It's no obligation to even no obligation to even check it out. But dude, it's been going great, dude. I've been having guests today. I had Sid the Kid and McCusker on. Nice. Speaking of, they said I forget if it was Sid or Matt or one of their wives, but they said that fat old white trash ladies look like Eskimos, and I'll never. They're shaped like Eskimos. So. I decided that today I was going to wake up at 9 o'clock. I was going to stream my new this incredibly anticipated game all day, and I was going to be on a ton of mushrooms the entire time. Yeah. So 9 a.m., cup of coffee, and an entire handful. And boy, oh boy, it was a wild ride. It was, I mean, just wall-to-wall joy. I didn't do very good at I had to quit the video game. That didn't go well. The game, I'm sure, is lovely. It was 3 hours of a game over screen that I didn't even bother turning off. We just sat there. I called some friends. It was I talked to my family. I went through I might regret this later, but Lucy came down to like get a bowl of cereal, and I streamed from my living room.
His dad was high as fuck.
No, come on. She's old enough to feed herself. She came down to get a bowl of cereal. And we started laughing about something. Oh, I was bothering her about how, like, this is the end of the world and we're going to have to go fight for resources on the road soon. I was like, are you fucking ready? Because she trains jiu-jitsu. We're constantly updating, like, the family fight plan. Like, eventually we're going to be fighting for gasoline with another family. And are you guys ready?
Doomsday peppers for wiggers.
Exactly, dude. Are you ready to rip some sleeves off, put spikes on shit, get 5 mohawks? That's all I wanted to know. And I got to telling her, like, you're going to have to, whatever it is that represents your childhood, like whatever Tamagotchi you have, you're going to be forced to kill it in front of me. And that's going to be the end of your childhood. And then we're out on the road fighting over scraps with other families. And she thought it was the funniest fucking thing in the world. And she was like talking shit about like standing up on like hoods of cars and just smashing out windshields to pull other kids out and take their clothes. It was so fucking funny. And I think I was, the whole time I was just making jokes that you shouldn't make with children. I was like, dude, you're going to be fighting over meat, okay? And it's going to be about who wants to live more. Thinking back on it now, maybe she was horrified the whole time, but I think we had a very nice morning together.
Yes, dude. Mike,
the whole time Tim was pissing into a Gatorade bottle.
I haven't driven a car that I didn't piss in. If I was behind the wheel, every car ride, piss.
Hell yeah.
Dude, my biggest piss catastrophe came when I was out in Los Angeles one time. I had my wife driving around. We were trying to find one of the Manson murder sites, and it's up in the hills. It was the Sharon Tate house, and she was driving up there, and I had a couple of empty bottles in the back seat, and I was trying to piss, and it was just fucking going everywhere. So by the time we got out to see this murder site, I was just covered in piss.
That's what's up.
And the best part was, like, I went and I was taking pictures, and people all have cameras out there, and I was taking pictures out front of the wrong place at first.
Tight. My favorite car piss story was when I went camping with my wife and kids and my father-in-law, and when we were unloading his car, he had an empty big Gatorade bottle with like plenty of capacity, the wide mouth, it was a big orange juice bottle, big plastic orange juice bottle. And he was pointing at my face. He was like, "This is what you need if you're going to piss in the car, because it's bigger than normal openings. So you can get all the way." I was like, "Great. Thank you. I get it." Yeah. And he went on and on.
When I first started comedy, I would drive an Infiniti. Big deal. The reason I say that is because that's when I had money and a job. And thanks to Obama 99, who paid me for a year off the books. Woo! And I would drive from Horsham all the way to Helium for open mic night. And one night I got all pickled and decided I was going to do drugs on the way home. And I would do key bumps while going like 95 down 76. It was fucking nuts. And I passed the overpass prior to my exit. And it was exit like 338, I think it was. I don't know. And the car was hiding behind the overpass. So I saw his lights go on. But the way this exit worked, it goes around a blind turn, and then once you get through the toll booth, it splits. So I saw the lights go on. At this point, I'm driving with my knee, just animalistic, and I clear the curve, and I just juice it all the way to max capacity. I think I was going like 110, 12 miles an hour, and I get through the toll booth, and when it splits, the cop doesn't know which way you went rather. So I get to the right, and then I jump the median, park my car in this complex behind a 7-Eleven, and just threw it behind like a dumpster, and then walked in 7-Eleven, and you could see the patrol car just slowly going like in the back houses and then back on the street, and just whipping around looking for my car.
Damn.
And so then I have to call my ex-girlfriend and ask her to pick me up from 7-Eleven, because it's probably like a 30-minute walk. And it was 2:00 in the morning. She's like, I wake her up, and she has a full-time job, and she has to come pick me up. And then I had to go back to my car a couple of days later, and I was like crawling looking for cops before I even got to my car, because they can serve you if they can,
as long as they have the plate. Yeah.
Yeah, because they did it to my brother Brian. That
would burn my ass, dude. If someone got away from me, that would be I would think about that. That's got to be like losing an argument at work. It's like, well, he got away. Dude, you'd just be hammering yourself in the locker room every day.
Still thinking about it.
I mean, that's how your story is how I want to enter the afterlife. Also, dude, that would be an incredible ride at Six Flags.
Fuck. Damn.
Just being African American for a day.
I always love that shit in.
Dude, do you ever see? Remember that commercial? You guys aren't sports guys, right? Mike, do you play games? Do you play video games?
I just started.
Shane got me fucking hooked on Red Dead, and I'm looking for another one, and I can't find anything near it.
Did you get Sleeping Dogs? Did you try Sleeping Dogs?
No, I tried the Yakuza, and that sucked.
Yakuza's okay. Sleeping Dogs is, if you like Red Dead and you like all that fucking Asian drama and a lot of action.
All right, I'll do that next. Thank you.
I'm telling you, you're not going to hear a lot of chatter about it, but it fucking.
I got nothing to do today. I'm gonna have 3 or 4 more IPAs, a pint of whiskey, and I'm gonna cut my hair.
Tight.
And then,
oh my god.
Yeah, I've been cutting my hair.
Cuts his hair. Yeah.
That's one of the things I really admire about you, because you've been doing that for a long time.
Long time, because my barber was senile, Bob Rossi, and I all our friends would go to this one barber, and by the end of the cut, he'd be rubbing his weird balls on your back, and he'd be asking you the same questions every time. And then he would continue to cut and cut and cut, and you would have this bouffant, and it would be high and tight everywhere else. And we called it the Tom Fitty. I don't know, you remember Tom Fitty?
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone looked like Tom Fitty, and he had the worst fucking haircut. So then finally I was like, I gotta fix this. So I would get my haircut, then go to my home and then make little adjustments. And then finally I got the balls to just start doing the whole entire thing.
Looks great, dude. And when you said Bob Rossi, I just automatically pictured an Italian artist. And instead of drawing trees, he's just drawing salamis hanging from the ceiling.
The reason Tommy's so good at cutting his own hair is because he's comfortable saying a bunch of racist shit while he's doing it to himself. He's goddamn. This used to be a nice neighborhood.
What school you go to? There's not too many there. That's what... Dude, it's great because the transition from Bob Rossi to my landlord is the same thing. He's a senile old Italian that only talks. He goes, he doesn't know the language. You have to hold. He doesn't come around no more. But the past 4 years, you'd have to hold your cell phone up, so it would translate. You'd have to go to Google Translate, and he would speak into the phone. You'd read the phone, and then give him a response. That's the kind of Italian I'm talking about. So now he wants to. I had an argument today about my rent. I was like, I don't think they're paying the mortgage. Why do I got to pay? And I'm fighting for Shane and O'Connor. And I'm like, well, what are we going to pay this month? And then I get a call from his son. He's like, Tom, it's Benny. Hey, don't look, my dad. He don't make the money you think he's making anymore. You know what I mean? He's got the pension, but it goes to his mom. You know what I mean? So now I'm like on the phone.
You having him talking to Google Translate?
Yeah,
is it also telling you what all the hand gestures mean? It's like, oh, yeah, hey.
It's like Dago Inception. I hear his dad in the background. Yeah, so I'm all the quarantine's good because I don't know. I get less contact with people, but the only people I get in contact with, I want to fucking smash.
Tommy, are you exploring any interests that you feel like you didn't have time before this?
I'd like to say yes. I think about them a lot more.
Okay, what do you think about getting into?
Well, art.
You're a beautiful painter.
Thank you, buddy. I've only done it once, but it really worked out. And my girl got me an easel and a whole set for Christmas.
Yeah, what kind? Oil, acrylics? What are you doing?
Oil is the only thing I've ever done. But I took a class. My mother signed me up for a class because I told this story before, but I don't know with you guys. I was going to go to school for art, and my dad kind of talked me out of it because there was no digital graphic artist at that time, so it didn't look like the future had anything for me.
He didn't like the Art Institute's baseball team.
Yeah, he's like, you can't make money being gay. That's basically what he said.
Your dad is a genius.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Make extra virgin olive oil painting?
Yeah. Sucking dick ain't gonna pay the rent. Yeah. So anyway, my mom gave me a lesson at this professional studio.
When was this?
This was 2008.
Yeah.
And it was a 3-day course.
That's a seminar at that point. That's not a class.
Dude, it was really intense. And when I showed up, everybody was a professional artist in the middle of a painting they then carried over to another class just to finish with the instruction of some whiz. And they just told you to bring 2 canvases and certain things. And I just show up like the first day of school. And I showed up like fucking with zero clue of what to do. And she's like, all right, treat your canvas. I'm going to come back around. And there was like 15 people in this class. So now I'm asking this little Asian girl next to me who's got a dynamite painting, 75% done. And I'm like, hey, what does treat your canvas mean? And she just went, just an adorable little laugh. And then I had to go to this other person. I was like, what does treat your canvas mean? I kept going like, hey, finally, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Cause I thought I was just going to show up.
This sounds like a nightmare.
Everybody was on their first painting exploration.
Yeah. It sounds like a terrible nightmare.
Dude. So she finally got around to me, but she was taking 30 minutes of instruction for everybody. Gets around to me. She's like, okay, well, tells me what to do. And then you paint in a earth color, which is like, any brown, burnt ember and whatever. So you paint, and after a while, I got so fucking frustrated because at this point the only competition I have is sports. So I lose my fucking mind and I just paint over the whole fucking. And I went home and I put the second canvas on an easel, and I just got drunk and I was like furious with myself. And finally, I was like, fuck it, just try it. Just try and do it. And then I started my own little process because I Google searched like, how do you make clouds? And then I just continued painting all through the night. And then my ex got up to go to work and she was like, holy fuck, what are you? And I was like, I think it looks pretty good.
You're a savant. You're an art savant. Well, no, you're naturally gifted at anything you try.
No, that's not the point. The point of the story is I want to at least explore things that I enjoy. You know, like I wish I did it more. That's I sound like a cunt now, but
no, it would be great if your only answer is like, I've been thinking about trying to beat off.
Yeah, but she's like, I want you to treat your canvas. You're like, you mind if I leave it white because my neighborhood is overrun with earth colors.
More
Mike,
this is an escape for me.
Now, Mike, don't.
Why? What are you doing, Butts? What are you doing besides taking drugs and neglecting your children?
First of all, I'm not neglecting them. It was the nicest day I've had with them so far. Although when Fritz woke up and like you can hear him, he's still too small to get himself out of bed.
Oh.
And when he woke up, I was like, Fritz is up, and I like skipped through the house to get to him in slow motion. And I went, and you have to like reach down into his bed to get him out. He's like almost 3. He's pretty heavy. And I look down, and he doesn't have red hair. He has orange Chucky Finster hair. It's the most gorgeous head of hair I've ever seen. And I looked down into his bed, and he's got all white bed dressings and stuff like that. And the sun was coming in, and there was a breeze coming through and like blowing the shades and stuff like that. And I reached down, and he looked exactly like a baby orangutan. Exactly. And I even like I recoiled for a second. I was like, wow, this is pretty weird. And it felt, dude. And he was like, just looking at my face, it was the happiest expression I've ever seen on a living creature. Just like, Dad's here to pick me up. And like, this is something I do every day. I go in there, I pick him up out of bed. And just today I took an extra moment to just appreciate it. And it was, I mean, I fucking locked that away instantly. Although he did, his face was made of peacocks. That was a little bit weird, but I'm not going to.
So this is when you were on mushrooms.
Oh, dude, this is when they first started kicking in.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This, I'm not kidding. I streamed from 9:30 to like 2:00. I went through the entire thing.
You're going to lose your mind and pick up your kid and just like drop it out a window because you think
not
it's like
not on that. No, not on mushrooms. No, absolutely not, dude. No. Have you ever done them?
Yes, I've done them many times.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it does. Doesn't do well for me.
I don't know that I don't know that I've ever treated my family better than I did today. The entire time I was like, I could see like Sims bars above their head, like about how happy I was making them.
Nah, I can't. Carrie and I split a weed cookie like 2 weeks ago in quarantine.
Well, that'll make you useless.
And I put myself to bed. And I haven't put myself to bed since like 6th grade after like I shit on the carpet or something. I was like, I gotta get out of here. I don't go to sleep like that. And it fucked me up.
No. So we did that. And that was, man, that was really, I called, today was my brother's birthday. Happy birthday, Paul. I don't know if you listen, but I called him and we had like a 45-minute phone call. It was probably the nicest phone call I've ever had with my brother.
Damn, dude, really good day.
Really incredible. Oh, and then me and Bender put together this little DIY synthesizer. He's really into Daft Punk.
Oh, cool.
So we built this little DIY synthesizer, and he was fucking around with that all day. Like, check it out, I'm making cool music.
Wouldn't that be great if everything you've told us so far, it's been the opposite, and everyone that you've talked to thinks that you're a fucking jerk off?
Oh, like slowly, like my green screen dissipates.
Yeah, like
my house is on fire right now. Like, it's been really great. I'm just having a nice time.
Ben's just laying in his own throw up. Mary Jo's got a black eye with a steak on it.
Yeah, exactly.
The other kids are starving.
Yeah, and then
that was great. I told him everything I wanted to tell him.
Yeah, and then me and my wife hit each other for an hour.
Yeah.
No,
you just have no idea the bed you made.
Just felt incredible the entire time. And then I conference called Sid and McCusker, and Sid told me that he's been watching videos of me playing Street Fighter so that he can beat me at Street Fighter. He has no access to the video game.
Kids?
Yeah, dude. What do you think having kids? Let me ask you. What do you think having kids entails? Do you think I'm like 24 hours a day? I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Once you aren't changing their diapers, they mostly want you out of their face. I have to fight them to pay attention to me.
That's true.
And my older two don't even like the video games I like. Like I think they purposely like different video games so that I can't make them lame.
Wait, so this dude studied, Sydney studies.
Sid's watching me playing. Yeah, he studied tape on me playing Street Fighter. He doesn't have a video game system, so he's just sitting. He's going full black anime nerd in his living room, like sitting cross-legged, like Matrix training against me in his mind. And he's like, dude, I think I got you beat.
Wait, so he's trying to pick up your strategies, like your moves
without ever touching a controller. It's so fucking funny to hear him describe it. And then I conference in McCusker, and they are arguing over who won at Mortal Kombat like 6 years ago, like on one night. Damn. And they're accusing each other of lying. There's possibly some projection happening, and I end up like reffing. Like they started arguing about who would be winning in a match right now, and I was in the middle of it, losing my mind. Maybe it was unwatchable, maybe it was terrible, but it was a really fun, dude, best I've ever felt.
What's the name of the game you recommend again?
Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, it's like an Asian action movie.
Dude, that the last time I was at that, I want to tell you that it's part of that haircut story. So
please,
you know how when someone sits in a chair and then all your buddies just line up and just wait for your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my brother Steve was in the chair, and he had like a brand new mongoose with pegs, and he leaned it against the glass, and you could see out to the street, and a pack of hammers, like the warlocks, like the pagan kids, or whatever.
Yeah.
They came by, and one dude just takes it off the glass and takes off. And my brother jumps out of the chair with his like cape and runs down the street trying to chase him.
And he swing the cape around.
It's Italian Batman.
So he gets home. My dad's so upset. My dad's like, "All right, do you know who it is?" And he's like, "I think I know who it is." And they went door to door at all these warlock homes, like these scumbag, like white trash. Who you would think, like, a woman in a muumuu with a cigarette, that kind of like garbage person at like 4:30 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And he's knocking up on house to house to house. It's me, Steve, and my dad. And I'm in the background. I'm scared. And the way these people were handling their children, it was just frightening. So he would knock up on one door, get to the next one. She'd be like, "Get the fuck out of here." They were fucking lawless. And then he'd go to the next door. And he finally got to this one door. I forget the name. It may have been Billy Simpkins. Who's dead, by the way, died of an ice pick right in the back of the fucking skull. Do you remember Billy Simpkins? Guys,
Mike,
so
you don't know. You know Billy Simpkins, Mike.
There's a little kid holding just the handlebars. So they stripped so as the mother's saying, "We don't have your bike," this little kid in diapers is walking in the background with handlebars, and they had to go back to all the houses to get all the parts. And all they lost was he got the frame, he got the handlebars, he lost the seat, the pegs, and two wheels.
That's the most dirtball shit I ever heard. A BMX chop shop.
Dude, how did my dad like carrying that much? Like, that's how much.
You guys seen a dyno? Can't come through here today.
That is very, very sweet, man. I just picture 3 Italians going door to door. People assume you're Giovanni's witnesses.
Yeah.
Dude, for dirtballs like us, getting a name brand BMX at 12 years old, that was the closest feeling any of us had to being the first kid to get a car.
It's like getting gifted a car at 16.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. 4 sets of pegs so all your boys can ride at the same time. But God help you if you got like Huffy or lower. If it was Huffy or lower, it was like, dude, you are fucking gay. Why did you bother?
I'd rather run behind my buddy.
Yeah.
One of my worst nightmares when I was a kid, when I got a nice bike that I liked, was that a kid would ask me to borrow it for a ride around the block because I was too big of a pussy to say no, and I just knew that bike wasn't coming back.
Yeah. They wouldn't even steal it forever. It'd just be like, when it was time to go in at the end of the night, like then you would get it back. You'd be like, thanks for nothing, dickhead. It was an entire day of riding gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that family still lives around the corner from me, by the way. The family that you watched out for that kind of shit with. I think they have a hooker grandmom. She's always like scurrying around the neighborhood. That's that spunker hooker I was telling you about.
Did your pop grow up in that house? Right?
Yeah. No. My dad bought this house when I was born.
Oh, okay. Where's he from?
A neighborhood over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is real dirtball shit.
Mike, you smoke weed? You take edibles?
No. I have before. I didn't enjoy it. It was the same thing like you talked about. Had half, and then I got so freaked out that I just closed my eyes the entire ride home and went to bed.
Yeah, I've been doing research, and apparently, like, we have the same kind of gene where you like uppers and booze, but like apparently it's genetic. A lot of these, obviously now there's strains that are that are becoming readily available to people that don't like the downer or don't like the hallucinogen, things like that. So I'm trying to explore and find one specific type, because some edibles I really enjoy. They hit you like slower for me.
I can't even appreciate the differences anymore between the strains and shit. Yeah. Like I think I lost the interest in even caring. And it's like, is it bedtime or not?
Yeah.
Basically is where I am.
Nah. I like ripping a line of coke and then just staring at a jukebox for an hour and a half.
That'd be awesome. That'd be really cool.
That's more my speed.
Yeah. I want to spill something that bothers people. That would be a great feeling, right? I have no opportunity to like knock something over onto a stranger right now. I never knew how much I would miss it.
Are you guys truly landlocked? Or are you going out?
I'm locked all the way down.
Wow. You don't go out at all. I guess you have to protect.
Yeah.
Every day I go to the supermarket.
The kissing booth. Yeah, every day.
Every day.
Oh yeah, you make a fresh dinner from scratch on Instagram every night.
I have 15 videos that I have to edit.
I got to tell you, dude, your cooking videos are the least embarrassing thing any living comedian is doing on Instagram during quarantine.
Because I felt dirty about it. I'm like, this is so gay, but
no way, dude.
Really like it.
Here's why I love it so much is because number one, it is cool. It's cool like without trying. All right, fine. But it is it's very much just your personality. Your personality comes through in your gay cooking.
Well,
videos.
that's the thing. Here's what I purposely been not including personality into it, because I don't want it to come off like pompous.
No, it speaks for itself, dude.
I think because I'm not putting personality into it, it's pompous. No, it's a difficult push and pull where like I want to say jokes, I want to be myself, but you need a camera like here,
bro. It's not all bits, man. It's not all bits. It's fine. Show that side of yourself, because I'm here. You have an audience of one at least, and I'm sure other fucking dudes are just in love with you.
I'm good with that. I get some weird texts every now and then, weird messages. People enjoy just staring at food like I do, and I understand it's a very certain subsect of the population.
But it's not just.
It's better than fucking me jamming some. The fact that some of these comics think anyone gives a fuck about, one, what they think about, two, that they want to hear from them because they think they're funny. The egos.
Yeah.
Dude, shut the fuck up. Meanwhile, we're doing a live YouTube. I apologize.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck that. No, fuck that, dude. I spend a lot of time on the internet, and people are just happy that someone's connecting most of the time.
Yes. Yeah, you guys are killing it, man.
No. But anyway, I was just, dude, honestly, it's like you're not just posting pictures of meals that you're going out to get. You're like, I don't know, man. I just like it. Can I just like something? I just like your gay fucking cooking on Instagram, man.
Yeah, you're right. At least you call me gay, and that makes it better.
And Tommy, you're so charismatic that literally everything that you try, it seems like you're good at.
That's what I said.
And everything that you're good at is you could set up a live cam and people would watch it. Like if you went outside and just started fucking hitting balls into the woods, people would log on to watch it.
If you live stream a painting from start to scratch, I wouldn't look away.
I'll do that. I'll do it with a sketch. I'm gonna start with pencil. I'm gonna start doing drawings first.
I would watch you do it.
That are in like Doogie's a great artist. Doogie's a really great artist.
Doogie's one of my favorite artists.
Yeah, he's fucking incredible.
We keep saying to have Doogie on here, by the way.
Yeah,
get him on. He's super interesting.
Yeah.
Does he live in Philadelphia now?
I don't know where he's at. I know he'd probably have 3 U-Hauls for all the books for every time he fucking moves. I went to his house one time. I said it's like a library. Fucking weird.
Yeah, everything he draws is interesting too.
Yeah, he's a weird mind.
He knows about.
Well, he grew up in the sticks, like Bethlehem area.
Yeah, that makes him a real weird.
You gotta learn how to paint or trade, because people don't talk. They're fucking weird up there.
Yeah, we're gonna lock that down. That's it. That's enough Doogie talk. He's coming on. That's all. That's all there is to it. He'll be really weird. Mike, how are you holding up, man?
Yeah, dude.
Doing great, buddy. Yeah. I'm just, I'm really, I can't say it enough. Like, I hope this shit never ends, because I'm doing everything that I've wanted to do that I put off, not because of, any kind of normal procrastination, just because I feel like I didn't have enough time with work and other responsibilities. But now they're letting me work from home most of the time. So most of my days just filled with watching what I want to watch, reading what I want to watch, interacting with who I want to watch, doing shit with you. And this is the best.
Don't you just like take care of like mentally challenged kids with rope dicks, right? Don't you just like walk them to Wendy's and make sure the bird doesn't fall out of their jeans?
In a roundabout way.
Dude, I'm on a group text. I'm on a group text with like with a couple of my buddies, and something came up about mentally challenged children. I was like, yeah, they got hoses. They all have hoses, and they'll fuck anything. They'll fuck. It's guys on guys, girls on guys. They do group fucks. They do stare at each other's birds. They put the birds in their mouth. They'll fuck a drywall. And it's true. It's true. It's verified by everybody that takes care of broke dick kids and walks them, around all day.
They know how to live.
Yeah. Well, thanks for naming this episode.
When fucking when I found out about like Grindr, like gays do it right, dude. We're animals. We're animals. They'll just meet up with someone like just fuck and then get out of my face. Here's an app. I know when you're within 10 feet and you can catch a cummy all over the mug, and I got to get back to my lunch shift. They'll do it anytime.
It's very efficient.
And that's what they do.
They're efficient cummers. There's no like, I'm worth more than this. It's always like, shut the fuck up. I need to come now.
Yeah.
I respect them for it.
Yeah, there's no barrier that's like emotionally available. There's no connection. It's just my bird feels good when it's in something warmer than the air. That's it. Yeah. If I can get my bird out of the air, I'll fuck it.
See, yeah, I agree with you fully. I think the only part where we differ is I think they should be allowed to get married.
Okay, I don't care.
No, I mean, I just you can think whatever you want, Tommy. I'm just saying that they should be allowed to get married. Obviously we could disagree on some things.
No, I agree with that. I'd love that. I'd love to walk outside and wave to two Hanks. Pick up the groceries.
Man, there's probably a billion gay dudes who just get furious that you aren't gay.
I'll still beat off from now that things are bad. So I'm gonna set up an OnlyFans just for gay.
You're nice enough. I bet you would do it for free. You would hook gay dudes up with that content. You're like, look, I know you guys need this. I'm not gonna charge you anything.
Yeah. I'll just do a cooking video where I just point to vegetables, but it's with a heart on. Well, you need 2 shallots.
I just do this out of the goodness of my bird.
Just shaving Parmesan with a stick.
Some of those cooking shows have like a feature where they'll just show an onion and then like they tap it with a spatula and then it's just chopped. So
very cute.
I'll just slap my dong on it and just.
Tommy, I forget. Have you worked in kitchens, by the way?
Yeah. So when I was actually 28 years old, it was called Olive. It was a BYB in Philadelphia. So I've always had a passion and desire to learn things in the kitchen. So once I quit my job to pursue entertainment, I asked some friend, and I was like, can I just for minimum wage work in the kitchen? And it was me and this Mexican dude. And he taught me a bunch of shit, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my life. He was such a fucking whiz. And then after that, I went to Pepperoncini in Conshohocken. No, the other one, the original. It's the same one though.
Oh, okay.
It's the same owner.
So
Phoenixville. It doesn't matter. So then I worked in that kitchen for a while.
A
year.
What do you have any feelings about? I don't know how much YouTube you spend time watching, but do you have any feelings about like all like the chefs with hand tattoos that have basically the same cooking content on YouTube now?
It's all the same shit, and this is what I've been fucking telling people like that I'm friends with. That I have a couple ideas that I think would really take off because either comedians are trying to cook where they shoehorn in cooking and they're shitty at it. It's all about comedy. It's front loaded, and then you have chefs that are really good at cooking, but they're the same plastic, the same formula. It's some dude from Charleston who has fucking knuckle tattoos and an eagle, and he's a fat fucking pussy who's never been through shit in his life.
This is how we make fucking pulled pork. It's like,
cool. Right. And he walks around Austin for a while, smoking a cigarette. He doesn't even fucking. And then he comes home. So the cooking side of it, the aspect of it, the visually, you're like, this is incredible. But then they fill it with dog shit. So I have a couple of things that I like. I almost sold to a production company that
Quibi.
I know. Yeah, probably shouldn't even talk about it. But I have a couple ideas, and this one production company was like, "Yeah, we love it. We'd like to buy it, but you can't be the host, and we're going to tie this and this." They just tried to change it, and I'm so passionate. Normally, I'd be like, "Take it." because I need the fucking money.
Yeah.
But this is one thing I'm going to try and control, and it's a good opportunity, as you asked earlier. Have I been pursuing things that I haven't in the past? I'm starting to really think about the future and trying to come up with a show that I think might work.
You just got to make it yourself.
You
dude.
should, Tommy, because Tommy, you know how like when you have the YouTube option, like something will start playing, and then after a few seconds it'll say keep watching.
Yeah.
Your cooking videos are one of the few things that I'll keep watching on. And one, I love you, and I love everything you do, just because I know how great you are. But also, it's just, I think from an objective standpoint, it's just you have that normal people don't have.
Yeah. No offense to like Kreischer, like you watch some of those videos where they thank you first off, Mike. But you'll have a panel of celebrities watching like it's a podcast, and then he'll cook for them, but he doesn't really know what he's doing. It's more about here's big names, and here they're cooking a grilled cheese. It's like there's nothing sexier right now than comedy and cooking. And if you can blend them in an appropriate and seamless way, this can really work out. So I have a few ideas that I think that, I want to pursue, and I just don't know whether or not there's a content a platform or budget to do it at the moment. So Carrie and I also have a show that she came up with called, what's it called? What is it called?
Who's the boss?
It doesn't matter. Yeah. So there's a few different things that we're, thinking about.
I would say, and dude, who am I to even suggest something to you? But I would say just make it as poorly as you can just to try it. You don't even have to release it. Yeah. And I think you'd be surprised at how much you liked the first result that you got.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's always been my problem, is pulling triggers.
Yeah. I mean, it's a major, it's a recurring.
Tommy, I really think you should start a show revolving around you stealing something from a child, so that around dinner time that night, that kid's family will come pounding on your door, demanding that back, and you got to complete this meal while also trying to navigate dealing with his family.
You call it handlebars and lasagna.
Damn, dude. Handle brownies. That's so fucking funny. No, dude. It's been fun being locked in and forcing yourself to learn certain techniques and shit. But
I saw a tweet today that was not someone I follow, so it was inserted into my timeline by people liking it. So it's not like I'm seeking this kind of shit out, but it was like, if you're thriving right now, congratulations, you're a sociopath. It's like, what the why? Why would I not? Why would I not take any opportunity to thrive in some way? Right?
Yeah. If you're not sick right now, you should be thriving, because at this point you're at the limit of your own imagination and how. If you're bored, you're bored. You have the sum of, if you have an internet connection, you have the sum of human knowledge at your disposal. So if you can't find something to interest you, something to teach you something, and something to keep you occupied, you are a fucking retard.
It's interesting because this is such a unique situation that only people in our industry or the retired understand. The retired forcibly, they've never dealt with themselves. Then they have to deal with getting to know who they married 30 years ago all of a sudden.
Oh yeah.
With our industry, we've always put ourselves in this isolation type way where you're always thinking about something, or you like being alone, and you pursue things on your own. You have a passion to not run with the other sheep. And now the sheep are just trying to figure out, what the fuck do they like? Like, I remember hanging out with my brother and I was like, dude, you don't have a hobby. Your only hobby is knowing everything. He's brilliant. And I'm like, everything's easy for you, but you don't have anything that you care about. And that's a terrible way to live, because once this shit hits, you just sit there and stare at television. Yeah. And I guess you look within and go, this is fucking dog shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I got my, I
didn't mean to bring it down. What I'm saying is we're not like that.
Well, that's the thing, is that I'm not feeling the effects of anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, dude, 5 people living in a row home in Philly. We're teetering at any given day. We could murder each other.
Dude, you went, that's boot camp for this shit.
This is a high wire act.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. I'm already conditioned to it. We were mole people.
Yeah.
Sure.
This is easy.
Yeah, we can't go outside, or we'll get hepatitis just from being in the air. And so yeah, we're sure we were ready for it. But there is at least one moment every day where I'm like, man, I can't believe I've gotten to spend this much time with these people.
Yeah.
This much this much concentrated quality time has been really rewarding.
Well, how many of these type shows do you guys entertain? Obviously, the one-on-one connection in a podcast or an interview is extremely important when it comes to comedy. Sometimes like news and sports and information, you can have like a pause, but comedy, it seems like you need to see and be around someone for the timing to be perfect, like a joke. Like you need to be in front of someone. How many of these do you do a week for either yourselves or for other people?
We did a few this week with other people. We did one of these with Luis J. Gomez, and then we did one with Peggy O'Leary for her podcast, and ton of fun. But for me, like, this is difficult for me because I just like being around people that if I'm going to interact with somebody, I like being around them. And as much fun as this is to have to look forward to and to be able to communicate in a situation where you can't be around somebody, this is difficult for me. I would prefer to be able to smell your sweet Italian aroma right now.
Dude, can't wait to fucking hug you.
Yeah. I can't wait to get a whiff of that high karate.
Literally, when I see you, I'm gonna lay down on the ground. I'm gonna make you call me your son, and then I'm gonna
reach down.
make you call me Fritz, and then throw me in the air. I'm gonna drag my hairy fucking chin through your neck.
Oh man,
damn,
God. Yeah, you're gonna see me reaching down. You're gonna lay on the floor and be like, "Oh, bub," and I'm gonna pick you up. I'm gonna give you a little gentle smooch. Yeah, you look just like a pineapple.
You just look like a Jewish pineapple.
That's gonna be great. I'm gonna probably come from hugging my boys when we get back out there.
Dude, remember Alienation? How like that's how they used to do that? Is like they would just rub each other's heads, and how awesome that would feel for them.
Damn,
like that's what this is gonna be like when we get to see each other again. We're just gonna rub each other's heads and just really.
I'm going full cone heads during conversation. I'm just gonna touch foreheads with whoever I'm talking to. I'm never letting anybody go. I'm never.
Yes, dude. I'm gonna start every conversation with you guys like an Italian soccer player that just scored a goal. I'm gonna touch your skull and be like, dude, how was work today? And we'll do it very calmly. I won't even pick you up. I just want to touch your skin.
Tommy, I'm gonna have you make me dinner, and I'm gonna sit across from you the whole time, and I'm gonna hold both of your hands the whole time.
Ask our significant others to fork it into our mouth while we just
I'm not not breaking eye contact. I'm not even looking at the fucking plate. Shovel this shit into my face. And then the last little noodle, we're going to Lady and the Tramp it into each other.
As much as I have enjoyed this, like I'm very close to like asking friends if they can mail me like a shirt of theirs that I could smell, like a dead relative.
An old ex.
Oh, man. Like when you're comforting your dog. Just give him one of his shirts. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Dude, I almost bought a puppy like 2 months ago, and it was supposed to be delivered. And I said, I'll just wait till the spring because I thought it was going to be a wintertime thing. And obviously if we get an average New York winter, I didn't want the puppy to have to be raised indoors with Shane and Chris. So like, I'll just wait. It would have been so fucking perfect. I see like John and friends with brand new babies. I'm like, it's a perfect time to have a newborn or a puppy that you can just like, cuddle with and teach him shit, teaching your newborn to sit, give him your paw or whatever the fuck.
A lot of connection happening, man. A lot of just like, oh man, it is a great time to have a small child. It's a great time to have any child.
Anything.
If you've cultivated anything meaningful in your life, you're having a great time right now. If you spend all of your time having arguments on the internet and dunking on people, guess what? You are going to kill yourself.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the end of the road.
Yeah. I saw a dude today. He's actually a cartoonist, which made this even more ironic. But he retweeted a clip of people reacting to the last Avengers movie, the part where Captain America summons Thor's hammer, and everybody went nuts in the theater. It was so cool. I'm not a big Marvel guy, but like being there for that opening night was just like, wow, this is fucking cool. But he was like, man, I got chills at how embarrassing this behavior is. God forbid people fucking enjoy themselves, and especially now, you can see a video of people enjoying themselves, and that's your first fucking thought.
Yeah, dude. It's most of the online activity that I experience is just all embarrassment. Just people that I thought were kind of corny, just really taking it up a notch to where like now it's pathetic.
Yeah. The people that you knew were corny are now redlining it.
Yeah.
And a lot of like at risks are, it's not looking good.
Dude, I mean, we came up with like quality control and self-awareness, lack of ego, group monitoring.
Autism. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. All the things like, you need friends to go, hey, I just saw your shit. Take it down.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a simple tweet. Like, you're bothering people.
Yeah, dude. When I came out of my haze today, like I said, dude, I rode the entire thing. Like, dude, first of all, hopefully at some point someone recognizes what a fucking high wire act it was.
Yeah.
I just at one point I felt like I was holding my entire body together from separating, while also losing at a video game. But I was like, I felt like I had to struggle to. Like,
wait, you go in the basement for all this stuff, right?
I'm in the fucking living room, dude. A UPS driver delivered something we weren't expecting, and I thought we were being murdered. And so did Mary Jo, by the way. It wasn't like a mushrooms thing. The knock was so aggressive that I was like, we're dead. This is the end. They're coming to get us.
My Amazon guy stole my cast iron pot holders today.
Kill him.
And he tried to pull a quick one on me. So the Amazon guys, they take screenshots of the package sitting in the location, and he uploaded the same exact photo. One was a manila folder. The other one was a plastic container or plastic folder, basically, envelope. And he ripped the envelope, took the contents, because I guess he was just rolling the dice going, this feels like something interesting, like a electronic, and then discarded the package. And I know it was him because they wouldn't have left the second package. They would have just took both and walked off. And he uploaded 2 photos of 2 different packages, but it was the same one that he stole, which means psychologically you would only upload the same image going, I left it there. Then he stole that one, no picture of the manila envelope. That motherfucker stole my shit.
Real no good, Nick.
Honestly, this is where I'm at right now.
You might be cracking up.
I spend most of my time.
Tommy ran out of his apartment with a barber's cape on.
Tommy, you have to get that. Tommy, you have to get that dog now, if for no other reason, to address these Amazon drivers, because dogs are born racist to begin with.
Yeah.
So they're
not doing any background checks. They're taking people to deliver shit wherever the fuck they want.
They're raping.
These guys are cutting my packages open and taking it to the wives. I paid for that.
Oh man. So anyway, I come out of my haze. I make it all the way through. I ride the snake, and man, like I said, I came out just walking on sunshine. And I had to like close all my browser my setup is very complex here. So I'm slowly closing all my tabs, and I get to Twitter, and it was like someone retweeting an argument that someone else was like Michael Che and Seth Simons are arguing. It's like, who gives a shit? How could you possibly give a shit?
Can you imagine running into Seth Simons in like a fucking bakery?
Well, if I had to imagine a place, sure. Yeah, bakery makes sense, all right.
No, I'm just trying to think of something real calm where everyone's quiet and they're like staring at breads.
And
the smell is like calming. Everything's calming. It's like a candle store in a bakery.
Yeah.
I have a lot of daydreams about some violent moments, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
Guys, don't.
Tommy, I have a feeling like he's got some kind of very unique skin condition which prevents him from being allowed in bakeries.
I have an aroma allergy. I can't smell bread or.
Anytime I smell cookies, I shit myself.
Me too. Well, we'd have some common ground then. That would be what's up. I just Pavlovian
what were you saying,
shit.
Tim? I cut you off, buddy. What were you saying about that?
It was just like, and I called Mike, and I was like, well, I might still be a little bit on mushrooms here, but I was like, man, all this fucking ugliness. I went full Buster Scruggs. I was like, all this fucking ugliness in the world, what's it all for? And then I played a harp and ascended into heaven with a bullet hole in my cowboy hat.
So what happens when you come down from a handful of mushrooms?
Man, there's nothing bad. There's no drawbacks. Yeah, it flushed everything out. It was like psyllium husk for my spirit.
Wait, what?
Like there's no drawback.
It flushes your system?
Yeah. Spiritually, it flushes your system.
I thought you like physically. I was like, so you feel great. There's no tiredness or anything like that.
No, I felt like I had pretty good energy. I did it. I took microdoses every day for 2 months last year. So this was just, if anything, I think I gave myself too much to do. Like I was playing something hard in a video game, and I wish I would have just. The next time I will do another deep dive stream again. But I'm just gonna line up like internet videos to watch and have people like dump links in the chat and just go. Oh, a guy shared a video of 2 Russian guys fighting, and one guy gets a hold of the other guy's naked penis and basically swings from it.
Dude, there's a couple Russian dudes fighting on Chaotic is one of my searches.
Yeah, this was live leak, so
yeah,
Chaotic
The
adjacent.
live leak is like
Not
that's
quite
the minor leagues.
Yeah,
as you know, Chaotic is oh boy.
Yeah, this is incredible. The guy was losing the fight and just got a hold of some bird and just dangled from it. It was incredible. That was when I realized I was like, all right, I'm spun out, and I just wrote it, man. Just enjoy.
Are you guys staying active? Do you stay active on the jiu-jitsu?
Mm-hmm. Not jiu-jitsu, but just self-imposed workouts. Just random things I see on the internet. And then I got to actually work yesterday. The school where I work, they have a farm, and they need a couple people just to like, keep that going. So I was one of 4 people that got to go to work there, and I can go there, a few times a week, which was nice. And this was the first time that I got to go. So it was nice to do some actual productive work.
Yeah,
so it was
they
a lot
let
of
them roam.
stuff, and that felt good.
They let them roam like wild ponies, and you got to chase them around.
No, it's just 4 workers out there just planting broccoli.
So what's your discipline? Like, how do you, it's such a, aggressive one-on-one sport. How do you stay sharp for MMA? Like, how do you?
There's a lot of different solo drills you can do. And also just trying to keep the muscles that you typically use in shape.
You could also slap fight your wife to the death. At one point today, I tried to impress upon her, like, all right, right now you're fighting for your life. And because I could just overpower her, anything she does. So I was just trying to frustrate her. I was like, you have to pretend you're fighting for your life right now. And because obviously we're going to be fighting for resources on the road. We're going to be stealing meat and murdering families. So I was like, you have to be prepared to risk it all. You have to be prepared to fight for everything. And man, that seemed to really put a fire under her. I impressed upon her the seriousness of the situation. But also this was right before we started. We did this, but with our jiu-jitsu class, our jiu-jitsu school. Fuck, I can't say enough about Heart Jiu-Jitsu and Conshohocken. Timmy's been, and unfortunately Mike's work schedule kind of precludes him joining with us, but he's been doing Zooms every night, and there's a lot of like families that train. Everyone's doing a Zoom conference call, and he's like showing us shit to work on with each other, and then like pointing out like things we're fucking up, and it's every single night. So then we also have a strength and conditioning coach, and he'll fire up a Zoom, and he's like, all right, we're working out for an hour. It's been so fucking cool. Yeah.
Damn. So wait, do you get on a mat with your girl, and then gives you like instruction?
Yeah. So he and his wife train at home, and his wife's the lady that broke my ribs. Shout out Heather. But yeah, they work on some stuff, and they do a lot of like showing us like ideas to like think about, because typically a jiu-jitsu class is like, here's some fundamentals, here's some drilling, here's one technique that we're gonna do over and over and over again. That's your hour, right?
Yeah.
This you can't really. That's not really.
Dude,
great for this
that post that Mary Jo had is unreal.
Which
that
one?
Shoulder, what do you call them? Handstand press or whatever it is.
Yeah, with the putting
her shirt on?
gear on upside down.
Yeah, dude. I when I first started CrossFit with this dude, he was doing me like I was doing wall facing handstands, and then I had to do the push-ups. Even doing the waddle that she does is extremely difficult.
I mean, there's a really great version of that on Chaotic, where it's the Russian version where you got to maintain contact with another dude's bird as you put a shirt on.
Dude, it took me forever to do you know what muscle ups are?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I finally got to do a muscle up last summer, and I was so excited. I made a mistake and sent it to like Shane and John, and I was like, dude, check this out. It was so embarrassing. It was like one of those things I wake up, I'm like, oh fuck, dude.
No way. I would have been like, I'm proud of you, Tommy.
It's incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mary Jo. That's fucking unbelievable.
Hell yeah.
She looks incredible too.
She's a killer.
The whole family's really doing great.
What did I tell you, dude? Best time of my life right now.
Damn. You getting paid?
Oh yeah.
Unemployment?
I'm working remotely. I'm an IT manager, dude. My job is on the internet, so I'm working every day, and I just got my fucking Trump money today. You guys get your Trump money, right?
Not yet. The 1,200.
That's what. Yeah. I'm sorry. 1,200 per.
I didn't get it yet. Oh,
man.
actually, you get more, right? Because you got up to
500 per kid, bro.
And you're working.
This is literally the most money I've had since we did those GE commercials.
Oh man,
crazy.
Good for you, dude. Send me a T-shirt.
You better believe. Oh, dude, we got a fucking design coming in hot any day now. I've already said too much.
Large.
Yeah.
I upgraded because fucking.
Good for you, man. You're trapping out.
In a good way. Now my shoulders got a little bulbous.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. When I have a tricep, showing out of my T-shirt, it feels like a quarter inch of an ass crack showing out of your pants.
Damn.
Kind of bothers me.
That just gave my bird hiccups.
Dude, it baffles me when somebody like bends over and they got like an inch or two of ass crack hanging out, and it doesn't bother them.
Unacceptable.
When a tiny tip of my ass crack is exposed, it feels like I won the Super Bowl and the boys just jammed the fucking Gatorade ice bucket over my head. I'm like immediately just pulling these panties up.
Yeah, I'd rather crack my skull than have ass crack showing.
It's so embarrassing, and people that are just cool with it, they're usually disgusting people. Ants.
Kill them. They shouldn't live.
Ants prior to surgery.
The Eskimo moms. Oh my God.
Tommy, when you get up each day, do you have a set amount of things that you want to accomplish each day, or do you just take your day as it comes?
Well, I mean, again, I'm not going to lie to you. It's been, I don't know how you guys do it sober. And I wish I could, because you have such a dilapidated sense of not worth, but like desire, because the nights, and there's no accountability. There's no schedule. Even when before this, you had at least a personalized schedule where you'd like, all right, I'll do this. I'll go to the gym first. I'll get this done. I'll get that done. Now because you have no accountability, you're in an endless time of leisure. And you incorporate alcohol, it dulls not only your desire to do anything in the morning, but your desire to accomplish something overall creatively. So there's a struggle there to go, all right, I got this script to work on. I got this to work on. I got this to work on. I want to, maybe pursue a creative talent that I haven't in years. And then as the day goes on, because the gym used to be everything for me, that the energy levels up. It's my mental state. It's my therapist, because what happens in the mind when you have a nice fucking workout changes the way you behave throughout the day. And I've absorbed this laziness that I never had before, and it changes the way I want to work towards something that I've never strived for. So it's a struggle every day, dude. And it's different. Every third day feels like I've accomplished the things I wanted to, but in sparse moments,
Dude, take anything you can get. Do you wear headphones at the gym? Because I can picture you enjoying gym music.
Oh, I don't know. I listen to fucking sorrowful music. I listen to sad music.
Funeral marches?
Dude, like really, really sad shit. I like dramatic music. It's
Donkey
weird.
Kong game over music.
Yeah, dude, I can say I'll share a couple of playlists. It's like really,
all right,
yeah, emo shit. Not too sad. Not like all Ray LaMontagne. It's like,
yeah, I can't wait till you send it to me. I'm like, this isn't fucking. You think this is sad, dude? Get the fuck out of my face.
Well, it's ridiculous because I'll run on the treadmill for whatever, and the song, the playlist isn't meant to like jack you up and get you to the finish line. It's just meant to like think about all the losses in your life.
This is one of my favorite emo songs. It's the Venga Bus. Ever heard of it?
Yeah, for some reason I think like it charges your muscles to work harder when you're sadder. Like that's a very strange thing.
No, you're committed to form. You get enough like juice jams in your brain, you'll start sacrificing form, like bouncing into an overhead. It's like, dude, come on, you're taking shortcuts everywhere.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's what I miss most, Mike. I don't think I have because of that's the main ingredient missing in my consistent daily habits, and that being removed has changed the course of all of my desires as well as my actions.
Well, we're going to be in this long enough that you still have time to adjust.
All right, sweet. Yeah, no, things like this matter. Like Wednesdays, I have 2 podcasts that are guaranteed, and then I might do 1 or 2 throughout the week. But like this kind of shit makes me feel better because Unlike the people that are like, I can't wait to do stand up and talk to nobody again. It's like, pussy, no one really cares that much about you. And also, you're not funny. So stop talking like that. Like, I want conversations with my friends. I want, like, to be able to emotionally be available to my voice, that kind of thing.
Dude, there's a lot of people right now who are just finding out that comedy was never going to be anything more than a hobby.
Isn't that great?
I even feel a bit of it, but I know there's people feeling it way worse.
If you're an adult and you think this is like this stuff matters, like, you're a pile of shit. I gotta be honest. Like, if you wake up every day going, dude, I can't wait to say my weak thoughts into a mic to 200 people that can't respond, you're a fucking psychopath pile of shit.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
We were talking about this earlier, but even though we're both pretty upbeat, pretty positive guys, there is one thing that's happening right now that is a definite guilty pleasure of mine. It's seeing a lot of people that were being total fucking cocksuckers back in September on the internet begging for money. And I don't feel bad, because that was something that I had wrestled with, like, especially during that time period, thinking, like, how much time do I want to devote to having animosity towards these people? Yeah. And I feel as though, like, I was able to just, compartmentalize it. But now seeing that, I do not, more than not feeling bad, it makes me feel good to see people who actively tried to fuck, and not only tried, but did fuck somebody's shit up, feeling the repercussions and going through some really fucking difficult shit right now, and hopefully fucking starving.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, hell yeah. I feel the same way, dude. My hate gives me life.
Dude, we're endless optimists, dude. That, like, we say it all the time. This isn't free, warm, and fuzzies. If you're not putting,
and that's the thing, man. I mean? Like, our positivity is more. I think it's more rooted in optimism.
Like, you said something. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, buddy.
You were talking about this might have been on Peggy's podcast, but you were talking about how, like, instead of positivity, what the hell was it? It was like openness or something like that. It's about some book you were reading.
Oh yeah, it's this really interesting guy who is his job is to address the mindsets of either particular high profile athletes or high profile football programs in college, and his thinking is centered upon one, just being exceptionally mindful of the shit that you say out loud, and probably equally as important, this concept called neutral thinking, where it's, if you're in the midst of a fucked up situation, not trying to lie to yourself and say, like, everything's fine, and just trying to wait it out while lying to yourself. Yeah. But the neutral thinking revolves around recognizing how fucked up something it is and taking the small steps to work your way out to gradually make it less fucked up until it's in your favor.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's super interesting. It's also like, we have such the collective group of our friends are usually aggressive and have an aggressive stance on things, and, like, just like what I said about, like, feeling angry and watching someone's failure giving me a little bit of happiness and hope. It's not that way towards people that are undeserving.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, yep. The group of us collectively from afar seems very aggressive, in your face kind of nature, where, we'll be the first to strike you for no fucking reason. It's not that. We're very emotionally available. We're very sensitive. And all my crew are the toughest guys I know, but we're also the most open and honest and loving. So it's like a weird juxtaposition between being capable of snapping someone's fucking neck, and then also being there and, like, cry on me right now. And so we both feel better. Like, it's a very unique individual. And I think that's a locational thing.
Bro, you're cutting to the core of being a gay retard. If I'm anything, it's that.
I do. I think there's a certain charm about coming up in that, the nature that we did with abuse, drugs, and all that stuff, and you become, aware of the surroundings, and you also become available. If you do become available, I think the one underlying connective tissue there is intellect. The smarter you are, the more you can learn to adapt and develop an empathy rather than a complete anger. Because I have friends and family that they don't know how to switch that because of the abuse, because of the exposure to these elements that I just spoke of. They harbor an anger that cannot be channeled, which ends up giving them a lackluster life in a cage being fed fucking dog food.
That's the normal response, I think. That's probably the most predictable response to like growing up in that environment. And I think that just means that we're special and better than everybody else.
Yeah, well, it was easier to just point out somebody's shoes, like, what are you gay? What are you gay? Instead of like thinking about what they said to you and being vulnerable for a moment. The easiest thing is to either hit them or make fun of them.
Yeah, and dude, when you mentioned awareness, like that was something that really resonated, because I think that when growing up how we grew up, I think what we were exposed to can either be digested as programming, or rather than be digested, it can be an awareness. Like we are made aware that is a way that people do act, and that we could probably act too, because that's in us. Because oftentimes it's exhibited by people within our bloodline. But I think part of why I gravitate toward the two of you and our closer group of friends, just right off the top of my head, John, is because I think we've all chosen the path to become aware of the fucked up shit, as opposed to like there's never any sense of malicious, any observation of maliciousness that I've seen in any of you. Anytime anything is it's always either positive or that motherfucker got what he deserved.
Yeah, I think you can almost associate it with, I don't have a good example here, but like, people that have been to battle, like war, or like people that have been in prison, or people that are in a gang, you let your guard down knowing that person, you respect that person because they've been through a little bit of something, whether it's just like a fucked up family, an aggressive background, a shitty neighborhood. You let your guard down immediately and go, oh, this guy already knows my language. I'm going to talk to him like a normal fucking person. Instead, growing up, the other side of the coin is walking out with your chest out, becoming this fucking street fighter that like you couldn't possibly tell your dad you love him. And that's 80-20, from guys I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even now, dude. I'm sorry, Tim, go ahead.
No, absolutely not. Go ahead.
I was about to say, in regards to telling your dad you love him, like even now, like I tell my dad every time that I talk to him, and he still can't fucking handle it.
Yeah.
And it's gotten fun. I want him to one day just to be able to, say it confidently, but I know that's not going to be him. It's just, that generation just has that mental block that they'll never get over. And it doesn't mean they don't love you.
Yes.
But it's just interesting to see. And I think, the importance of every generation is to improve upon the previous one. And that's just one small improvement that I think, whether it's with kids or just whether it's with the people around you or anybody that you have influence over, seeing that somebody's confident in saying how they feel goes a long way in inspiring people to do what they feel they should be doing and to be expressive.
Yeah. We should give your dad mushrooms. Let's get your dad some mushrooms.
I would love to sneak it on.
Dude, he'll come and he'll take you out. He'll lift you out of bed.
Yeah.
He's going to kiss your face.
Dude, awesome. telling dads back then, I love you, all they heard was, I am gay.
Yeah.
Like there was no like.
That's the truth, man.
I lucked
there
out
was
in that regard.
Yeah. And then I made a point in high school. Every time I talked to my father, I'd say, I love you. I love you. I love you. Mm-hmm. And then finally he came around because he didn't have that growing up. His dad was a deadbeat that left him when he was 11. So he didn't understand that emotion. So it took a lot for him to reciprocate. But now it's fucking great. Now we just fist fight and then say I love you.
I think it's pretty easy. I think it's pretty easy to figure out my personality just based on the description of my dad as he was a poor, sensitive giant, and I think it's informed basically every aspect of it's the reason again that I'm special and better than everybody and not dead on heroin.
So like an Irish Shrek, if you will.
Exactly. You're just yeah, we got Shrek genes. For sure. We have layers. We're onions, dude. Wow.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. We're at like an hour. I want to pop over to the Patreon.
Yeah, dude. That's cool with me. I got to piss real quick.
Right.
I got to get beer.
Yeah, I want to eat a plate of spaghetti real quick.
Right.
I said I want to eat a plate of spaghetti real quick.
All right.
No, for real. So we'll come back on in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. We'll see you guys over there on the Patreon. Thanks for fucking listening. If you're on the audio version of this, go over to the Dad Meat YouTube. It's posted on our Twitter, which is linked in the description of this episode. And subscribe and get the notifications when we go live. Obviously, I think.
And Tim, there's one where, I don't like to interrupt you, but there's one thing that I do have to interrupt you for.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Blue Chew.
Oh, right, dude. If we can't forget our fucking sponsor.
We almost always forget to do this. Yes. So let me just pull it up here on my phone, what I have to say, and then we'll get to it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. Blue Chew is prescribed online by licensed physicians, so you don't have to go to the doctor's office or wait in line at the pharmacy, and it ships right to your door in a discreet package. Tim and I both enjoy Blue Chew, and if you go to bluechew.com, you use promo code FATBIRD, you get a bunch of freebies, and you only got to pay the $5 for shipping. And I promise you, it'll feel like you are porking with another gentleman's bird.
Dude, I told you I was desperate. I was worried that the Postal Service was going to fall apart before I received my Blue Chew shipment, and it came in. I guess the Postal Service is still going, but I got it. Mm-hmm. And I finally have a pretty accurate, I think, description of what you get from it. So
lay it on us.
The biggest question I have is like, the biggest question I get is like, does it? I don't want a fucking 12-hour boner. It's not. That's not what it is. You take it on demand, and 30 to 45 minutes later, whenever, from then until like it runs out, it's on demand, hardest boner of your entire life. And it's not constant. It's not automatic. You still have to put, I mean, it doesn't take any of the magic away. If anything, it makes it's a hardness that I can't even recall. You know what I mean? Like
it's retard strength for your bird.
When it kicks in and you like get there, it feels like your bird's like wom, 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 wom. Like it's humming with like radio tower energy. And it's just as long. So, thanks again, Blue Chew. Thanks again, Dogs and Bubs. We'll see you guys over on the Patreon. Love you, boys.
BlueChew.com, promo code FATBIRD.